This is the full roadmap for all O-level students taking their examinations in 2026. Now, 2026 is a very special year because this is your last year of O-levels, and we know that from 2027 onwards, it's going to be the new examination style, which is the SEC exam. So to my graduating cohort over here, right, what is the roadmap for you from January all the way until your O-levels in October? Now, for the first 6 months, you are going to be covering your last portion of your Sec 4 syllabus. For some of you, your school might not have covered circles yet. Some of you might have already covered circles, but most probably, I'm just going to include that in here, y'all will be covering properties of circles, which is the last chapter usually for Sec 3 E-Math, and then your next 5 chapters for Sec 4 E-Math, which is your set, language and notation all the way up until vectors. And this will usually cover you all the way until the mid-years, which is around June, right? So you have about 6 months to master 6 chapters, which is not really that difficult in my opinion. So honestly, these 6 chapters can be mastered within the first 3 months of 2024. If you self-study or if you have tuition like my classes, you get extra support from outside, you will be able to pretty easily cover these 6 chapters by the 3rd month of 2026. And thereafter is full speed ahead revision all the way until your O-levels in October. And typically for the math exams, the E-Math exam is usually in the 3rd week of October, or maybe sometimes even the 2nd or the 4th, right? It changes slightly, but usually it's the 3rd week or maybe 2nd week, but it doesn't really matter, right? It's in October. So from here, there on, you have to start revising your Sec 1, Sec 2, Sec 3 topics, and especially your statistic topics, because from the trend that we can see in the past few years of O-level papers for the E-Math exam, there has been a slight change in the things that they choose to focus on, and we see that statistics is increasingly emphasized upon in the questions. As we can see, statistic questions keep coming up again and again and again. And where do you learn the bulk of your statistics? It's actually in lower secondary, right? Secondary 1, secondary 2, and then in secondary 3 you take a break from it, and then in secondary 4 you then resume it again. So I will not skip out on statistics. I will revise that and I'll make sure I'm very clear with all the concepts there, right? And then from the 3rd month of 2026 all the way up until your O-levels or maybe even your prelims, you need to be very clear on all the formulas in and out the whole syllabus, and make sure you're able to apply these formulas to the T, right? And that's one of the things that I keep doing and drilling at my Math Tuition Center, A1 Math Academy, right? I don't just help students score A for math, right? I help them become a master of the subject. And that's why my students, even after they graduate, they can still come back as teachers because I've trained them and they're extremely good at it. So if you want help for 2026, just WhatsApp this number over here and I'll send you the details to my classes and my Math Tuition Center, and I look forward to seeing all of you and helping you to score A for math in 2026.